Alright, so I've tore into this rifle a little bit this afternoon. I've worked on the trigger a little bit. I removed the factory spring and I went with an ink pen spring, kind of like what people have been doing with the Ruger American. I'm not going to make a video on the trigger job. There are plenty of them on YouTube. Just be careful not to get it too light, or if you cut your spring, you don't cut it too far, or if you do a little polishing on it, that you don't polish too much, because that will make an unsafe firearm. But here we go. It is, I guarantee, half of what it was. It's got just a touch of creep and it breaks, but I can definitely live with that. I got my the factory little base pieces removed, and I've got the 20 MOA base put on. It's Loctited and torqued down to 20 inch-pounds. I was getting ready to put my scope on, and my rings, these little keepers that mount to the ring, one of the holes was not big enough for the little bolt to go through. So I had to take it out to the drill press and drill it out, which wasn't no big deal for me, but that's kind of an issue for somebody if they didn't have a drill or a drill bit. But I believe we got that all lined out. So I'm going to go ahead and get the scope mounted on. Like I said, I'm not going to make a whole lot of detail into building this gun up because it's pretty basic stuff. I've done this plenty of times on other rifles. So check my playlist as far as mounting stuff. There's a 20 MOA base video that installs the base and scope. So here's how much clearance the scope has. Between this zoom ring is not very much, but it does clear. And this front bell and the rail is not a lot of clearance, but it will work. I originally almost ordered 2 sets of rings. I was going to order a small and a medium, just hoping I could get by with the short ones, or the low ones. But something told me I better go ahead and go with the mediums, and I'm glad I did. So get it leveled up here and the caps on, and we'll have our scope mounted. Alright, I got everything mounted up. This is a free floated barrel, so we'll do the old paper test all the way to the barrel nut. This stock seems to be a whole lot better made than the Ruger American. It is very consistent on both sides. Even at the front, there's no sign of touching. I don't know how much bipod will push up on it, but scope's all mounted, torqued down, Loctited down. Looks good on there. The only thing I'm going to have to do is this eye cap. I'm going to have to turn it up or the other direction because it gets in the way of the bolt when it's open. But other than that, I don't see nothing wrong with this. What I'll probably do tonight is work on some hand loads for this, and tomorrow, if the weather's nice, I will probably take it out and just shoot some factory ammo through it, some Wolf Gold or something like that. Whatever I come up with, zero the rifle, and just to see how it's going to shoot with some regular ammo. I got some hand loads, some 55 grain Vmax, I think some 60 grain Vmaxes. I could probably run through it. And just kind of get some first thoughts on the gun before we get to load testing our heavier bullets. Alright, so I've got 3 test loads made up. I'm using Varget. My low setting, I started with 23 grains. I've done 3 grain increments, 0.3. Second 23.3 and 23.6. According to the Hornady load data, the 23 will be about 2550 feet per second. The 23.3 will be just shy 26, and then I'll estimate the 23.6 at about 26-25. Like I said, these are just estimates of kind of ballpark where we're going to be at. The bullets I've seated about 2.250 is what they call for. I think they're about 2.58 to 260. I'm getting a little compression as I seat the bullets. They're still playing there, but as the bullet goes in, it's actually pushing it and it's going around it. So I don't know how hot of a load I can go. I think this 23.6, 23.5 is the max charge on the list, so I don't believe I'm going to go over that just yet. I want to see how these go. I don't want to load up a bunch that are too hot and then can't shoot them. So I believe this will be my first test. Like I said, first I'm going to go out with some factory ammo, get it zeroed, just see how the gun shoots, how the trigger feels, and then we'll go on to the load testing. Alright guys, welcome back to 243 Outdoors. So today is Saturday, the day before Christmas Eve. I've got my rifle all ready to go, scope mounted and everything. We're just going to shoot 100 yards a day, maybe a little farther, but we're just going to see if we can get the gun zeroed and see how it's going to shoot. Got some Wolf Gold 223 we're going to shoot, and then I have some old hand loads. These are 55 grain Vmax, and I think there's a few 60 grain Vmax. Loaded these up a couple years ago, so just going to see, just send a few rounds through the gun, see how it's going to shoot. Just running one camera today, nothing really to see down range. You'll be able to hear if I'm shooting the steel. So first thing we got to do is give this gun a little bore sight. See if we can get it close. That looks pretty close. That 20 MOA base moved it quite a bit. So I don't see nothing wrong with trying that. So everything's a little wet out here today, so try to keep it dry. Got the trigger quite a bit better. It was a heavy, crappy trigger. Now it's a lighter, crappy trigger. So take that for what it's worth. I guess we can shoot off the magazine. I usually don't use them. More rounds in our magazine. We'll shoot that big 8-inch steel target and see where we're at. I would like to have the scope a little farther back, but it's going to contact the rail, so where it is where it is. There, we're in the ballpark. Let's go to the different steel target. Still shooting just a little low left. This is not probably by any means any accurate ammo for this gun, but no, there's no way it's grouping. So this is a 55 grain Vmax loaded about 2 years ago. It shot about MOA out of my AR, so we'll see what it'll do in this. probably a 1.5-inch 3-shot group, so let's try the 60 grain Vmax. Targets are getting smaller. I hit it. There, we knocked the other one down. I like to hit that 250 target once. There, I hit it. Really, from what I'm seeing, probably 1.5-inch groups with about everything. So like, we'll just put some rounds through this gun. I'm gonna finish off what ammo I have here. And for a hunting rifle, you know, that's putting every shot on a 3-inch target at 100. That's good enough for hunting deer or whatever you would coyote would use this gun for. But as far as a precision rifle, I'm not really seeing it yet. But it's gonna take work. So we got the gun zeroed, good enough for now. Like I said, I got about 3 hand loads already developed for this. I'm going to shoot it in better conditions, warmer, see what happens next week anyway. I got my work cut out for me, I'll tell you that right now. So, gun seems to be holding zero anyway for what ammo we're shooting through it. It seems like about 1.5-inch groups is what it's doing at 100 yards with this ammo here, but this is nothing precise. So I'm going to zero up my turrets for this. It'll probably change with the other ammo. So at least we got a few rounds through the gun. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and we'll see you later.